Is there room for compromise between principles?
It's like he was happy. I wonder what she's going to say. It's going to be so cool. I have my answer. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to show you a video that blew me away. It's called Our Crisis of Anti-Semitism and Islam.
I would like to reiterate the thanks for your time here at the University of Austin. What I wanted to ask you was, you speak of Islamophobia and classes like Black Studies as phony ideological things, but I was curious as to what makes them different. What makes white supremacy different, or like Islamophobia so different from anti-Semitism, as there, we did import many African slaves that died in the millions, and so did South American countries even more so. We did force Native Americans on forced marches and genocide. There are Muslims being massacred in China today. So what makes anti-Semitism so different?
I always find it interesting. They like to mention things that's happening now and in the past as if it's not happening in the country they're trying to advocate for.
Two things. One is we have reckoned in America and in Western European countries, we've had a great reckoning with our past. We've addressed the fact that we engaged in slavery, we fought a war, we ended it. We had segregation, we had another major fight, we ended it. We had the civil rights movement. We brought women out of, and by the way, in fighting for all of those emancipations, the people who were heading these fights were constantly quoting from the Bible. They were believing Christians and they were inspired by their Christianity. So number one, we had that reckoning. Number two, anti-Semitism is the oldest hatred in humanity, and you find it, believe it or not, across the entire world. What made the West different after they nearly exterminated their Jews was to have that honest look in the mirror and reckon with what they did. And then those campaigns to end it. Islamophobia is a made-up word. It's made up by a political movement that wants to exploit and capitalize on white guilt to achieve its end goal, which is the revival of the caliphate. And the revival of the caliphate is to convert all of us into Islam, whether we like it or not. Those of us who refuse to do that, we will surely be beheaded. I'm sure I'm on top.
Dilo, remember to subscribe. The only reason they are winning is because they can use our laws against us, and they can just claim empathy. That's it. When life seems easy, people tend to forget the struggle that made it easy.
They've got Afghanistan back, they have Iraq back, they have Syria, and these Muslim governments are they're shaking in their boots. They're worried about what could happen to them because of the Islamist movement, and that's why the Islamist movement came here. And they're exploiting principles like freedom of speech.
If even a Muslim might be afraid of the Islamist movement, and we are importing the Islamist movement because, oh my God, somebody is treating them bad. If that is the case, because the Muslims supposedly don't agree with them because they might be too radical, having them in a Western country supported by taxpayer is a very interesting solution. But I don't think certain people might complain because, hey, we don't agree with them, but if you want them, take them. I'm not saying I'm a smart man.
Freedom of religion, freedom of association, and so on. And of course, these progressive movements that we have here, we've got to understand that, and we've got to become really creative in finding a way of preserving our principles. I don't want to give up on the freedom of speech. But on the other hand, on beating the Islamists at their game.
Is there room for compromise between principles?
It's like he was happy. I wonder what she's going to say. It's going to be so cool. I have my answer.
If I want to kill you and behead you, unless you convert to the religion I dictate, what would be the place of compromise?
Well, I would not mind converting, as I myself am an agnostic, so have no faith, have no established faith. However, I understand that some people would not share that vision, so.
You see this? This is humiliation. They enjoy it. It's not because Christianity is in power. They just want to see it destroyed.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zahran Mamdani.
I'm loving it. Republicans are angry.
Something so electric, so satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight.
We are the tolerant ones, and you enjoy this. No wonder there is no middle ground, because it was never about a middle ground for some people on the left. Hey, I can just choose a religion as long as it's not Christianity.
Let's play with this thought for a while. There's a time and a place for everything. And for some of the people, say in places like Africa, we don't talk about this, but Islamists are active in Africa and violently so. If you're a Christian in Egypt or a Hindu in parts of Pakistan, and you have someone looking at you and saying, you'll either lose your head or you convert to Islam, it makes sense to consider converting to Islam. But here today, for us to have the attitude of, well, we'll see what happens, and if we get to that point, I'll just convert, I will say, are you sure? Maybe you want to get educated on what would happen once you convert. What would your life be like, and the life of your sisters and women? What would they do to the Jews? He has said, this man, I repeat it, he said they're bacteria and they're microbes. And in the video that I showed you, they made it very clear it has nothing to do with Palestine. It has everything to do with them being Jewish. So they are going to annihilate the Jews. Will you stand by and watch that? Maybe I should give introduction to Islam and Islamism as a lecture series, and once you understand what it's all about, you might develop a backbone.
They don't know what's going to happen to them. Once they go to the Jews, they're going to go to the Christians, then they're going to go to the gays. They don't know that.
Politicians doing everything is doing. I think there is a big responsibility of the Muslim community in that, because we have tried to change the British. It is totally different now. It's nothing like Britain before. You know, it's everybody's like doing their own thing and they want to adapt everything. So this country's own culture has disappeared. You know, and I think this is something that needs to come back if we want to be, feeling the important. Because, if the British society changed to other countries' rules and religious expectation and everything, then you cannot expect the Britain, politicians to be British to you.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So you think Britain has been too accommodating almost?
Yes, it is. And I think this multicultural, everything coming into it has made it like the society has changed to everybody's adaptations. Yeah. Like everybody's doing their own thing, schools and everything, they're like having different kind of holidays, everybody's having different kind of, their own adaptations. Mm-hmm. And I think, if you go to Tower Hamlets Council and you want to speak to someone about, before I would go to council and I would see that they would expect it and they understand me. But now they will be like, oh, in your culture it happens, so adapt to it.
They don't understand immigrants sometimes want to leave the country because they live amongst people that are violent to them, even if they're not violent.
Like I said, I am showing you my support. There is a lot of problem within the Muslim community, but I think when I came to the UK, I'm an immigrant. When I came to the UK, I was getting away from the Muslim problems, because coming to the UK, I thought that this is a Christian country and I will not see the Muslim problem. But unfortunately, since I've been coming to the marches like this, since I've been starting supporting you and the white people who talk about immigration, sure, and they need, well, the illegal immigration and the legal ones, sure, well, if they're committing crimes, they need to be deported. You're absolutely right. So I have had that threats. Yeah. From the Muslim community, not from the white people like you or the white people that they call racist or who want to deport me, but it's actually the Muslim community. They have threatened me. They have sent counter-terrorism police to my house telling me that I'm being radicalized by the far right. That's what they've said to me. I was arrested and I'm still under investigation by the police, for being a racist towards my own community, to the Muslim community. Yeah.
And now they're living in a new country that they think is superior compared to their current situation, and then you import what they try to escape.
So my question to these people is, why did you leave your country to come to the UK if Sharia law is so good? Why did you leave Afghanistan? Why did you leave Pakistan? Why did you leave Sudan or wherever you came from for you to come to the UK to shout Sharia for UK if Sharia law is so good? And you're so dumb. You don't realize the reason why your parents, your grandparents or yourself left your country is because of Sharia law. Name me one country that employs Sharia law that's an advanced country. And you can't use Dubai or Qatar as an excuse because they don't follow Sharia law. I was born and bred in an Islamic country, and the reason why I'm in the UK is because I don't want Sharia law. So if you think Sharia law is good, fuck off back to your country.
And then you import what they try to escape. The amount of immigrants, legal and illegal, I've seen complain about this, is a lot.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, durloqueta, verdeta, welcome.